Imagine finally getting married, but your honeymoon suite is a mattress on the floor, right next to your mother watching TV. This is the struggle of Shukla, an auto driver fighting the entire world just to hold his wife's hand. Trust me, you don't want to miss this chaos. The story begins with an auto driver named Shukla. One evening, Shukla is lounging on the terrace with his friends, nursing a drink and enjoying the breeze. His friends, ever the supportive group, begin to tease him. "Hey Shukla, you're getting married," they joke. "Say goodbye to your freedom. Your life is officially over." Amidst the laughter, one friend leans in and asks, "By the way, what's the plan for the wedding night?" Shukla, puffing out his chest with the misplaced confidence of a man who thinks he's an expert, replies, "Don't worry, I've seen enough blue films to know exactly what to do." His friends mock him again, saying, "Please, you're a Brahmin boy. You probably never even held a girl's hand." Bristling with a mix of offense and misplaced chivalry, Shukla turns serious. "If I respect women, what's wrong with that? No matter who she is, I will protect my wife from everyone's evil eyes." A few days later, the deed is done. Shukla marries the beautiful Lakshmi. As soon as she crosses the threshold, the entire neighborhood descends upon the tiny house like they're attending a free concert. Shukla's mother, playing the role of the neighborhood bouncer, shoos the local children away, while loudly complaining about the wedding expenses. Because what is an Indian wedding without a public audit of the budget? Amidst the chaos, Lakshmi silently fetches water and heads straight to the kitchen to make tea, effectively starting her internship as the family's new chef. Meanwhile, Shukla's father settles in front of the TV while his mother sits beside him, and the reality of the household begins to unfold. In the kitchen, Lakshmi's face is a mask of first day at work jitters. Watching from a distance, Shukla feels a pang of guilt. He thinks to himself, "My wife is a brand new bride, and instead of helping her, my mother is treating the TV remote like a sacred relic." As night falls, Shukla stands before the mirror, psyching himself up for his new life like a child about to ride a roller coaster for the first time, half excited, half terrified of vomiting. However, as soon as he enters the room, the same old story resumes. His parents are still glued to the TV. Apparently, the family priest had declared that the auspicious time for the wedding night hadn't arrived yet. Shukla grits his teeth, muttering a silent vow to accidentally smash the TV one day. Eventually, the couple manages to find a moment of privacy. The room is silent. Shukla looks at Lakshmi with a mix of love and possessiveness, gently taking her hand. Lakshmi is trembling like a leaf in a storm, but her eyes say yes. Just as Shukla leans in, Lakshmi lets out a blood-curdling scream that wakes the entire neighborhood, and possibly some people in the next town over. His mother storms in, demanding to know what happened. Frightened and confused, Lakshmi can barely speak, but the mother, acting as both judge and jury, announces her verdict. "From today, Lakshmi sleeps with me, and you will sleep with your father." Jury, with your Shukla stands there, realizing he has about as much authority in his own house as a decorative houseplant. The next morning, the routine repeats. The parents are back to their TV marathon, and Shukla watches Lakshmi from afar while sipping tea, noticing how uneasy she looks. Suddenly, his sister, Whoopa, arrives at the door, her face a masterpiece of dramatic tragedy. She has tears in her eyes, but oddly enough, none are actually falling. Once inside, she turns on the waterworks. "Brother," she wails, "the house you sent me to is a nightmare. My mother-in-law taunts me about kids, and soon'll even slap me." Shukla tries to be the voice of reason, suggesting that a girl's place is with her in-laws. This causes his mother to explode like a pressure cooker. "No, we are Brahmins. We don't live under oppression. Until Sunil buys a separate house, my daughter stays here." Shukla simply nods, while Lakshmi watches the daily soap opera of her life unfold. Rupa, not wasting a moment, immediately treats Lakshmi like the help. "I have a headache," she snaps. "Make me a cup of tea." Note to self, Rupa clearly hasn't learned the word Bobby yet. Later, Shukla calls Lakshmi. She answers with a shy smile, and for a moment, Shukla feels the burden of his life lift through the phone. But his mother, fueled by a sudden spike in jealousy, snatches the phone away and barks at Shukla to bring groceries home. Shukla panics and rushes back. That night, the house is silent. A suitcase sits between Shukla and his parents like a physical wall of "not tonight, buddy." He tries to move toward Lakshmi, and she looks back at him, but the peace is shattered by Rupa screaming about a terrible dream. As the mother rushes to comfort her, Shukla and Lakshmi share a look of pure, exhausted helplessness. Angrily, Shukla asks, "Is there going to be a drama every single night?" The next morning, a ray of hope appears. His mother mentions she is taking the family to the market and tells the neighbor to watch Lakshmi. Seizing the moment, Shukla argues his way into taking Lakshmi out himself. He drives his auto straight to a hotel. The owner, sensing Shukla's desperation, quotes a staggering 2,000 rupees for a mere 2 hours, a price that makes Shukla's wallet weep. Once inside the room, the awkwardness is thick. Shukla finally gathers his courage and says, "I brought you here so we can finally talk. I promise I will never let you suffer like my sister. I will do my best to buy us a separate home as soon as possible." Having promised her a better life, Shukla presents Lakshmi with the gifts he bought. As she looks at the bangles and makeup, a hint of joy appears on her face for the first time, and the atmosphere in the room finally lightens up. The two are about to slowly draw closer, the romantic tension building, when suddenly, bam, the door flies open. Two policemen burst in, in looking for trouble, and without listening to a word, they drag the couple out. The police inspector barks at Shukla in a harsh tone. "Whose girl is this? Where did you pick her up?" Poor Shukla is left speechless, his romantic evening turning into a crime drama. "Sir, please, this is my wife. It's not what you think," he tries to explain. But the inspector isn't in the mood for conversation and, in a fit of rage, slaps Shukla hard across the face. Panicked and desperate, Shukla whips his mobile phone out of his pocket like a gunslinger and starts showing the wedding photos. Upon seeing the evidence, the officers' faces turn pale. Realizing his blunder, the inspector turns his anger on his constable, yelling, "Is this the kind of specimen you find to waste my time?" Without so much as a sorry for ruining your date, both officers turn and leave. Heartbroken and humiliated, Shukla and Lakshmi return home. A short while later, Shukla's family returns from the market. Rupa is shocked to see Lakshmi's disheveled state, but everyone quickly clocks the new jewelry and makeup, realizing Shukla had tried to spoil his wife. That night, Shukla finds Lakshmi missing from the room. She is sitting outside in the courtyard, weeping silently as she recalls the humiliation at the hotel. Seeing her like this, Shukla's heart fills with sorrow. He yearns to say something, but words fail him. Shukla leaves the house in frustration, but let's rewind a bit to understand the family dynamic. Earlier that day, while Shukla's mother, Rupa, and Lakshmi were at the market buying vegetables, Rupa had decided to play the role of the intrusive sister-in-law. Finding Lakshmi alone, Rupa asked softly, "Bobby, did you and brother have your wedding night or not?" When Lakshmi hesitantly replied, "Nothing has happened between us yet," Rupa started laughing and teasing her. "Oh, nothing yet? When I was just married, my husband wouldn't leave me alone for a moment. He started whenever he got a chance." Lakshmi, mortified by this oversharing, remained silent. Back in the present, night has fallen. Shukla stops his auto at a deserted spot. In a symbolic gesture of growing up, he takes out all the photos of his celebrity crush, Sonakshi Sinha, from his auto-rickshaw, tears them up, and throws them away. He then heads to his friends to drown his sorrows. Intoxicated, he spills everything: his marriage, the suffocating atmosphere at home, the insults, and his helplessness. His friends, being the supportive guys they are, taunt him instead. "Admit it, Shukla, you don't have the courage. You can't even say yuff to your mother and sister. How will you ever buy a new house or keep your wife happy?" These words pierce Shukla's heart deeply. Fueled by liquid courage and anger, he drinks more and heads straight home. The same old scene is playing out. The family is glued to the TV serials like zombies. Shukla marches forward without a word and turns off the TV in one stroke. The family is shocked into silence. Recovering, Rupa commands Lakshmi, "Lakshmi, go serve him food." But Shukla roars, "Lakshmi will not go anywhere." Everyone stares at him. "She is not your slave," he announces slurringly but firmly. "If you want food, go cook it yourself. You come here to give orders? Go give orders to your own husband." Having dropped this truth bomb, he scolds everyone and goes to sleep without another word. The next morning, Shukla notices Rupa getting her mobile recharged and preparing to go somewhere. Suspicious, he quietly tails his sister. Rupa stops at a deserted spot and calls her husband. A voice comes from the other side, "Rupa, please forgive me. I will make everything all right." Just then, Shukla steps out. Seeing him, Rupa panics, disconnects the call, and immediately starts complaining about Shukla's drunken outburst from the previous night. But the truth is, Rupa knows Shukla was right. The things he said were buried in her heart too. The narrator reveals Rupa's actual problem. Her in-laws lived entirely off her husband's earnings, while her brother-in-law, much like his father, lay around the house doing absolutely nothing. Years ago, Rupa's husband helped his brother open a shop, but the brother took over that business completely. To make matters worse, Rupa's mother-in-law taunted her daily for being barren because she hadn't conceived yet. Rupa had insisted on a separate house, but her husband always cited his parents' compulsions. This led to the fight that brought her here. In fact, Shukla had previously mediated, bringing Rupa home only after her husband apologized. But even then, Shukla's mother had blocked the reconciliation, declaring, "My daughter won't go anywhere," leaving Rupa to her secrets. Shukla goes back to work. He picks up a passenger who claims to be sick. Being a good soul, Shukla drives him. On the way, they talk politely, but as soon as they reach a deserted road, the atmosphere changes. It's a trap. The sick man and his accomplices start beating Shukla to snatch his money. The man who supposedly had a fever suddenly has a very healthy right hook. Once again, Shukla's goodness is mistaken for weakness. Badly beaten and bruised, Shukla somehow drags himself home. As soon as Lakshmi sees his condition, her eyes fill with tears. Without a word, she sits him down, cleans his wounds, and applies ointment. Today, for the first time, the barriers break down. Without fear or hesitation, Lakshmi cares for him lovingly, and Shukla finally feels a true sense of belonging. The next day, a strange peace descends upon the house. The TV is actually off. The entire family sits together drinking tea, sharing heartfelt stories without taunts or shouting a miracle has occurred. After some time, Shukla takes Lakshmi to the seashore. Amidst the sound of the waves, they sit and talk about their lives, fears, and dreams. That is where their relationship truly begins, a new chapter built on trust, understanding, and respect. And with that, Shukla and Lakshmi's story ends.